Okie dokie. Let's see what happens. All right. Just give me a few seconds here. Okay, there we go. All right. Well, hello. How are you? As you can see, this is going to be another floral. At the time of this recording, I have a good buddy of mine who's having an auction, Vermont Paint, and when it gets close to that time, I'm gonna shut down and go see what's going on over there on his channel. All right, but until then, I'm going to try to get this here done, at least as much as of it as I can anyway. All right, so this will be one of my favorite flowers in the world that I rarely ever draw or paint, and it's an iris. And we'll start with this guy. Every petal will be pretty much separate. All right, I think I'll turn the notifications down, turn that ring down a little bit here. All right, we're gonna really get started. I have cad yellow, black, white, and Prussian blue. Okay, all right, so I'll start with the petal in the front. You should be able to see this pretty good. It's just a little tube of glycerin. All right, it helps blend the paint and get it flowing and all of that good stuff. Okay, so once again, we'll just get it rolling here. All right, let's grab a nice healthy batch of white. I'll bring it over here. Just a little bit of black. I don't want total white. We're gonna start the flower off with a really light gray for the petals that are white anyway. We'll start off with this gray. I'm hoping that I made enough here. Something tells me I didn't, so let's grab a little bit more of this stuff. Let's try to make plenty of this really light gray. Don't need it really too don't need it too dark. Nice foundation gray here. Get a little glycerin to loosen up this paint. This is Grumbacher paint. It's got the consistency of oil paint, so it's the paint that I prefer. It's a heavy body paint. Hey Madonna, hello Sonia. We're gonna try to do an iris, and I'm gonna try to not have my face all up in the screen. So I'm gonna do this leaf by leaf, kind of, sort of. Let's blow this up and move it over here, and let's kind of put that focus on. All right, so that might help. And what I'm gonna do is really just block in this fellow. Okay. All the other stuff comes a little bit afterward. Now, why am I doing a leaf or a petal, excuse me, that's supposed to be white? Why am I doing it in gray? Well, you don't really want to start off with your brightest white. You got to even give white some shadow time, which is why I'm doing this, just blocking it in. All right. Then whatever tonesing I'm gonna add, I'll add gradually. But right now, it's just simply blocking this guy in. I'm more or less gonna have to spend a little more time with this guy. One is it's really large. This is 16 by 20 inch watercolor paper glued to some foam board here. Okay, so that's what you're looking at right now. And once again, I'm just blocking this guy in. And as I'm thinking about it, I'll add a few little shadow tones in there. Basically, it's just me. I'll take a tiny bit of black, just a tiny bit. I'll wipe some of that off, and we'll play around with a little bit of little shadow in there. Now, when I do shadows and stuff like that, right? Just rinse off this brush here. Like I say, the paint's still wet, so I can play around with it. I'm gonna dry off this brush really good here, and then I'll just kind of tap it around, play around with the shadow a little bit, soften it up a little. I just need a gradual shadow over there. All right, just something soft. Now, the way this leaf is designed, it's like almost like the letter, an upside down U, where the high points would be in the center. Okay, and it kind of fade off, and then you got little frilly things happening over here. This petal's really white with blue striped edges around in there. Okay, all right, let's get a little titanium white. I'll put it right here beside this gray, and I'll pop a little bit of this gray in there. Get a little bit of glycerin, loosen it up a little bit, and we'll start gradually just building up some tones of color. Okay, alrighty then. Once again, this is mainly mostly white. All right, but we're gonna build it up slowly here. We'll kind of build up where I want the main bulk of highlight color. All right, and I'll slowly just start adding this white to it. Let's get it to kind of shine gradually, and no streaks really, just nice kind of mask of brightness here. We'll get it there. We'll get it there. And I start from the center, and I'll just keep working outward. And really, the main thing is really no edges. Okay. Like I say, the paint's still a little wet, and it's okay. So you gradually getting brighter and brighter. Madonna, she has puns. She's getting her pun game going here. You guys see that, right? And once again, I'm just building up that center color. Slowly but surely, just build it up there. It's mixing in with that gray, and that's fine. Let it mix, let it mix, let it mix. Let it mix, let it blend, let it mix. Every layer you put on, it gets brighter, just gradually. Now, because it's wet here, I'll let that kind of dry, and I'll add to it a little bit more a little later. Okay, go back into my white and go right back into this weird grayish kind of white there. And I'm just gonna start. Now, this is really not as complicated. It does have a lot of frills. And where it represent a lot of the highlights, we'll just kind of give it a nice little curve there, curve little frills in there, like so. It's not totally white because of the some of the gray that's mixed in it, but that's fine. Right here we do the same thing, got a little frill here. Curve it right in there. So basically you just kind of getting all those little frills in there. It will start to kind of form and shape up as we go along. So don't get discouraged if it's not exactly looking quite like what you're envisioning it, okay? It will get there. Once again, we're just building up some bright tones here. Take it a step at a time. Just building up those tones there. Slowly build them up, all right? We're going to straight titanium white. And start building up some more of those highlights there. So you just let it dry a little bit. Don't worry about the streaks. They'll go away. And I'm just slowly dry brushing in certain areas there. I'm gonna go back into my little gray color here for this petals fold right in here. Brighten that up a little bit. Just like that. Okay, we're gonna go a wee bit darker with the gray here, just like that. And I'm gonna just block in the petals in the back. And you'll see how stuff will start to look kind of 3D-ish even with the simple blocking in process. Hopefully, once again, hopefully I got enough to do what I need to do here. Now, as you can see, this tone of gray is much darker than what we got on the bottom, or in the front rather. It just brings everything back. And I'm just blocking this guy in. I see that I'm gonna need some more dark tone here. And since I'm using just black and white, it's easy for me to do the matching. Okay, it's not difficult. You see I'm doing it right next to each other there. Okay. Get some glycerin. Glycerin just loosens up the paint a bit. The bottom petals are white. Yeah, they do. Many different varieties, many different colors. All beautiful. And like I say, I'm mainly blocking this guy in, and we'll start with the other stuff. Now, how I did this flower is I hand drew it, and then I just taped it with 2-inch masking tape. Get some glycerin, loosen it up a little bit, because I got such a large area to paint. I usually don't paint flowers this large. I really should, because the Jenkins, when they do their flowers are usually about this size or larger when they do theirs. I was just accustomed to doing them small, because that's how I started. There we go. And just block that guy right in. Okay. As I do this, I know I'm going to have to adjust the focus on this. So I already know that's going to be coming soon enough. The brushes that I'm using also are brushes that I exclusively usually use just for florals. So I really don't mess with them too much for anything else. It kind of keeps their edges pretty sharp and keep it pretty decent condition. Now, you can do animals and even portraits this way. All right, it's just my subject right now, obviously, is a flower. But the technique's pretty much the same. You know, you block stuff in. Flowers always tend to get a little bit larger than when you sketch them out, because you don't want to leave in, any outside white lines or anything like that, like it's a coloring book or something. And I'm just moving this pen around. It's not over, there's still more paint than glycerin, so it's still gonna, it won't dry immediately, but it will dry. Okay, something like that. Yeah, their paintings are phenomenal. But then again, they've been doing it over 50 years, each one of them. So, yeah, their stuff is incredible. Incredible. Okay, let's go back into some titanium white. We'll put it right here. Add just a little bit of this dark gray into that mix. Some glycerin in there. And slight highlights for this fella. Back and forth, really gradual. Here on the bottom end. Up here is a little brighter. Not as bright as the one in the front, but a little bit brighter. So we're just going over that a little bit. And I just repeat the process till I get it nice and smooth. very light, very light. Just go into a little bit of pure white, and we'll start to flesh it out a little bit there. It's just pure white paint right on the tip of the brush. And remember, this paint's still a little wet, so I can kind of have a little fun and blend this guy out. A little bit here on the edge there. And then I'll just lightly blend the rest of that out. Okay. Slowly flesh it out. We're going to come on the other side, pretty much do the same exact thing. Get a little bit of titanium white there. And once again, just a little bit of blending here. Right where you see this little lump here. Okay. And I'm just going lighter and lighter. Blend it out there. Right here. Where I know the primary bulk of the color is going to hit there. I'll kind of extend this out and go in this direction, and I'll just lighten it up a little bit. And we got a little bit of something right here. Maybe we'll just do all of it and kind of blend that red out. Technically, I really should use a smaller brush, but it's all right. Right on the edge there. Now remember, this paint stays wet for a little while, so I can just tap like I'm doing now, just to kind of bring it out a little bit and just go on up with it and leave it. I do have a small blender brush. Try to find it here. I got a tiny one that would be perfect for this if I can get a hold of it. It's a little fella, so it might have fell. I'm looking for it. It might have fell on the floor. Let's see. Yeah, it did. I'm looking right at it. It's on the floor, and I really don't feel like getting it. So I'll just use this fella. Maybe not. I think this one here has kind of outlived its usefulness. We'll see. Nope, I can just tap it. See I can just tap those corners and kind of melt that red in there. Very gentle. Very soft bristle brush I'm using here. One, it gets rid of the streak marks. Okay. I need to soak this in water. I might have lost this one. I didn't clean it good enough. We're gonna go back into some titanium and we're gonna work on the other side, brighten that up a little bit, right up in here. I don't have to make it as quote unquote pretty, because I can just use the soft brush and smooth all of that right out. Like I said, this is all gradual. Paint's still a little wet. I'll take Mr. Brush here and I'll just kind of tap some of that in there. It taps out the streaks. I can kind of coax all this to kind of flow in whatever direction I want. All right, but you see how it gradually, you just gradually build the tones up. And you just keep repeating the process, really. You keep building it up. Don't stop. Just keep building it up. I don't know if I can save this brush or not. I'm hoping that I can, but we'll see. No, he's never painted flowers. No, he's admitted to it. He's never really painted flowers, and he's only painted one human figure in all 400 episodes. Isn't that something? We're still going to build up that white slowly. It's more like a little bit more than a dry brush, actually. Now I'm going to go and really choose my spots for the white, like this. I'm just more or less picking my battles here. Okay. And you just tap. You want the intensity there in the middle, but you're fading out. You're fading out the edges there. That's the main purpose of such a small brush. And you just keep building. All right. Keep building. And if you see, I'm going in small little U formations on it. Okay. And I can see that. See how I can take this soft brush and just kind of pull that paint in whatever direction I need. Okay. I'm wiping off the brush very well. I'm gonna show you something with this. Look down at the palette for me. All right. Usually I would use a wider brush for what I'm going to show you, but this will be okay. I'm gonna take a little white, go right in the corner here. I'm gonna just take my brush, go back and forth. I'm gonna get a little glycerin on all the brush, but I'm just gonna go back and forth. But you see the white just hugs that one area, that one corner. That's all I'm really concerned about, it hugging that one corner. It's like a one-stroke method there. And I'll take this and I'll put the brightness right here, just like that. Go back and forth. All right, you see that little bright mark it makes, but it fades right into the natural color. Okay, little tricks like that. Back and forth, smooth it right out. And you can make it wider or more narrow. All depends. It's all upon you. What you prefer, what your preference is for shading. just getting more paint on that corner. Get a little bit of glycerin there, loosen up that paint. Well, I got the brightness on one side. And I'm going with the flow of the flower, the direction of the flower there. Okay. Now I gotta make it a little whiter than that. Let's see if I just expand that a little bit. Okay. And once again, keep building. Because I want it really on certain areas of the fold and kind of curve it up and in. All right. Take my soft brush and start blending that softness there. Like I say, this one here, this flower is going to take a little time. They usually do, and it's okay. It's all good. I definitely gotta be in the mood to do one of these guys. But once a lot of this is done, then things start moving along kind of briskly after that. And remember, these petals back here aren't as bright as the guy in the front. But hey, Diana, I wrote a message to you on your, but I was there. I was driving 98% of the time, so I really couldn't speak. I was on the road, but I did watch all of your broadcasts. I was there with you and Mary. And yeah, he never painted any flowers. His teacher, Bill Alexander, he did a few, but Bill never did any. He kind of stayed in his lane and did the trees and the rocks and the mountains and the streams and the waves, and he's talked about that too, of why he doesn't do it. People have asked about it, why he doesn't do flowers or floral paintings. Yeah, he let them know it wasn't his calling. So yes, I'm kind of juggling two brushes in one arm. Now I'm using vegetable glycerin with my Grumbacher paint, because I know you guys were having issues with, I think your painting was drying too slow and Mary's was drying too fast. I couldn't catch what exactly you guys were using as a medium. I think Mary said she was using some kind of Grumbacher medium, but I'm not familiar with it. I don't know what it was. So the only time Bob really used acrylics is when he was using it for background process, or he did trees or something like that for an effects. Okay. But Bob has a 2-hour video explaining the entire process. Very fascinating, actually. But yeah, he really talks slow and slows it down and everything. Now, if for those of you who are wondering, I'm building up these edges like this, because when the light hits a petal, obviously the top part of the petal is the part that's going to catch the light, and as it dips in, it gets darker. Okay, really kind of simple process here. And I'm just build up the spots where I want it a little bit brighter. When you use slow drying medium, do you remember that hair commercial, Just a Dab Would Do You? Hair Club for Men or some commercial like that. Anyway, you don't need too much of that stuff. You really don't. A small dab will do you. This is why I explain to people when I do the glycerin deal, just a dab will do you. Trust me, just a dab will truly handle everything. I'm gonna go back and do the one stroke method again, because I still want the other side to be a little bit heavier. I'm going into my glycerin now. It just loosens up the paint, because I just want this part a little thicker right in here. I really lay on that brush just like that. And as I lay on the brush like that, I'll see how I just go repeatedly in that pattern just to kind of blend it in. Okay, and I can build up that brightness. Building up the brightness is really not a hassle. Okay, I can just pop some paint where I want the brightness at. All right, I'll take this brush and then I can just destroy that outside line. I can tap it out like I'm doing now, or I can just very lightly. As long as I go on the shape of the petal, okay, I can get pretty much what I'm looking for, what I want. All right, okay. Now, on the frilly edges here, there's right here, kind of curve it there, right in this area in here. I'll do a thicker one here, kind of curve it all up in here. There's an edge that's going to be it's going to I want the directional, I just don't want the hard edge. There's going to be little designs on the edges here, and you'll see as I do them. But as you see, the flower is starting to take shape here, and it's not really a race or anything. Okay. As I'm looking at it here, I'll let it dry a little bit more. We're gonna come back out here and we're gonna brighten this up even more. It's gonna really pop out. All right. Okay. Let's get some of this titanium white. I'm pulling it towards me here. I'll just keep it around here somewhere. Just a little touch of glycerin, not too much. One, you gotta wait for the glycerin to dry. I'm gonna build up this white a little bit. There we go. Okay, and we're gonna come right back out here. We're gonna go right into the center. I'm gonna just brighten that up a little bit. Now it's got the glycerin so I can fade and play around with it a little bit. A lot of this will make sense in a second or two. And once again, I'm just gonna brighten up some of those spots. It's got the glycerin in it, so I can lay back on a few of those and kill those edges a little bit. See, I can get the highlights, right? But on the edges, see how you can make those edges disappear? You just want the highlight in the middle. It gradually disappears. And if the highlight disappears, just build it back up again. Now, if my brush, which it is a little too thick, sorry, you can always improvise and just use the 1/2 inch. This is a 1/2 inch that I'm using, and I'm only using the smallest edge. I want to keep the intensity in the middle, but just soften the edges of these guys here. Okay, so you start to see the little frills coming. All right. Okay, you just keep building layer after layer after layer after layer. All right. Where am I at here? Oh, let's do this outside flap here. Let's brighten him up. This pedal right here needs to be a little brighter. It needs to stick out a bit because it's flipped up towards us, so the bright edge is in our face right here. And it just gets thin, just like that. I've already pre-made the shadow there. Okay. Yeah, that will give you a little problems. All right, I'm gonna show you guys something here. Let me see something. I have to look at the monitor in the back, or on the extreme right side of me, and then I look at the painting itself just to see if I somewhat got it okay. I think I'm gonna coat all of this with a thin layer of white, the guys in the back, so I can get a lot of that gray out. So what I'm gonna do is go into some glycerin. I'm gonna put it right here. Go into my titanium white, just like that, mix it right in there. Now I can get away with this even though titanium white does have a chalky residue. All right, but in this instance, this will be fine. I just want the white to show up and yet show all of this, but all of this gray can go bye-bye. It's not going to be bright white. That's not going to happen. It will be an off-white. Usually a larger brush would do in this instance. Now glycerin also, when it dries, it expands when it dries, meaning that the streaks will go away. Now, technically I should not use such a small brush for this, for covering wide areas, but it's all right. I can straighten that up. But I'm just kind of just bumping up a lot of this color just to get rid of some of that gray. And yet you can still see some of the details still. Okay. Then I'll just leave it alone because, like I say, the streaks will go away. And I'll leave it be. Okay, I got plenty of this stuff. And so we're going to add it right here to the other side. All up in here. And I'm just getting rid of a lot of that gray, just kind of brighten it up a little bit. And this is pretty much more glycerin than paint. But the paint that's on here is pretty much set, so I can kind of get away with doing what you see me doing here. Get a little bit more, pour it right on there. Whatever's bright is still going to stay bright. And whatever's darker will be dark, but it'll just be boosted a little bit. Once again, just get rid of a lot of that gray. Doing it with white is tricky because, like I say, white does leave a chalky residue. You can't have any fear. You just gotta get up and do it. Okay. You just gotta do it like so. All right. Okay. You'll be okay. You will be fine. let's take a script liner in water. No glycerin, just water. Now glycerin will break up instantly once you put water to it, as you can see. See that? Okay. I'm gonna come out here very thin. Actually, I can tell right now that's a little too gray, so we're gonna lighten that up a little bit. I'm gonna just go into this white. It needs to be just a lighter gray. That little dot's it's a little too bright. Let's see if this works here. Yep. Just like that. We'll go on the other side here. Just like that. Just like that. Just some slight patterns. Something like that. All right, we're gonna have a little fun here. Watch what happens. I'm gonna take some water, a little bit of this ultramarine blue. Just a little bit of water. You need a thin brush. You don't want it too watery, but you don't want it very thick either, because it won't work. Okay, and here we go. Now, I don't have to add those characteristic streaks you used to see me do all the time. All right, but right in here. Just like that. A whole lot of this. Coat your brush. Plenty. Now, these little designs are only on the edge of the lily. And even though they're tiny, you still got to keep within the pattern of the upturned petals. Okay. Some of them are dots, some are with triangular squiggles. And as you can see, I'm going along with the fold of the petals themselves. All right. Just a little touch of water going on into the blue. Now remember, there's a fold here, so. All right, and it disappears in there. Okay. You're gonna mirror what you've just done on the other side. some more water. Twirl your brush around. I'm just spinning the brush around and I'm trying to use the very tip. You get the thinnest lines, alright? I think you guys end up looking at the side of my jaw there. Come on out here. I've got dots in there. Maybe one right there. Once again, try your best to follow the flow of your petals. Okay. Just like that. More of the same is going to happen over here on this side. All right. Prussian blue is a very easily stained color. Okay. Before I add any of that, hold on for a second. Where is that brush? I need some more white. It's got glycerin. That's why the paint, you see the paint slide around, that's glycerin down there. So I don't need to add any glycerin. I already got some over here. I'm just going to add some frills in there. Something like that. Just a few. I don't really want too many of them in there. I'll probably throw a couple. This is kind of artistic license here. Let's kind of curve him in a little bit. And maybe a little bit of something here. I don't want too many of them on this guy. A little directional stuff, but I don't want to overdo it. Now, I've done them before, and I put plenty of these, but I don't want to really have too many on this particular iris. I just want to brighten this up a little bit. too much. And it's about enough. No, I only sell on Facebook. I got a auction coming up actually. The 20, guys, next Friday. 20 something another. But it's on my Facebook page and on my in the community there, and it's on my Facebook page. It's on my YouTube page channel in the community tab. When exactly it's going to be. I have a PDF catalog. All you have to do is really email me, and I'll send it to you. And I have it actually on the Facebook in the pictures section. Photos section. It's in its own folder and everything. It just says catalog 1 and 2. Once again, it can be a little monotonous, but you're still following the curves. All right. A little bit of water, put it in there. This Prussian blue, once again, is easily staining color. Okay. Now I'm just doing really random kind of squiggles here. Every once in a while, I'll get that little triangle look to them and just go with the flow on that. But look at see the streaks, and I'm just following those. I have been told about Etsy. I did look into it a little bit. I might do another read through. How has Etsy been for you, Diana? Let's go from the bottom to the top on this one. One of the down things about being a lefty. You kind of have to go through some procedures kind of backwards, but hey, it is what it is. Once again, just random squiggles. All right. Now I have to be careful because remember, you're better off using the tip of the brush when doing fine lines and such. I'll skip that. It's the fold going in, and I'll gradually come back up here and do the same thing up here. Then get a little taller up here. All right. The paintings that I'm selling on for the auction, they're all half price. I reduced all of them quite a bit, actually. Actually, I just want them out of my house. And they're all the most recent, newest paintings I've done also. So, all right, so we're kind of cool with the little frills and whatnot that's going on there. Okay, all right, let's brighten up that white a little bit more. Sorry about that. Hope when my hand hit it, I didn't knock it out of focus. No, still going strong. There. Bring that out a little bit more. That's a little fold there. You'll see it more once I start to color that in, which I should do right now. So we'll let that tack up a bit. Let's go to that stem here. Okay. All right. Well, let's get rid of the white paint for a second. We're going to go into a little bit of black, a little bit of yellow. Let's make a quick green here, nice olive green. And once again, we'll start blocking in things. All right. Get my head out the way. Travel Dreamer, hello. I'm just blocking things in right now. No glycerin, it's just all paint. Once I get it all blocked in, we'll start fading and smoothing out stuff. We'll use some of this, I guess. I got some Waverly paint. It's Walmart brand. It's really thick, but I'll just use a little bit of that. I'll just put it, oh yeah, we'll put it right here. A little dab will do you, pretty much. Type of thing here with this. All right, and we'll go into our, we'll pop a little bit of yellow in that. Just like that. A little touch of deepen that a little bit. A little touch of glycerin. Whatever layer of color I'm using. Still a blocking in process. A little touch of glycerin, loosen up the paint. Hopefully my head's not in the way. If I make a mistake, get a little water and it disappears. See, it goes bye-bye. Don't worry about it. Hashtag don't panic. You got a little bit of a window to correct that, get rid of it. Appreciate the share, Diana. Thank you. All right, now let's play. Got a little bit of yellow here. We'll kind of, yellow's very transparent, so I can kind of put it in there, get a sneaky little glow in there, and we'll darken up the other stuff. So wherever you see some light bits, just add some yellow. It'll kind of glow it out a little bit. Okay, just by its nature, little properties, it'll give that little shine to it there. Then you can darken up the rest. Okay, let's get a little bit of blue, a little bit of black. You mix it in there a little. Get some glycerin. Now we're making the glaze. I'll slap some gray in there. Glycerin reactivates the paint. It'll open it back, bring that color right back out again. All right. Actually, we're going to use this for the dark half here. See that? Just want to kind of deepen that half just a little bit. It wasn't originally what I intended this color to be for. It's actually for this. Get a little glycerin, kind of. You just want a little glaze of color. And what's going to happen, because when you add glycerin to a paint, it just turns it transparent. So you're still going to see some of the values underneath. And if you feel you got too much on, you can always take some off. You just take some water, and you just wipe it off. And you just play with the shading and all of that, with all of play with your your effects with that. Is what I'm trying to say. Fatima, how are you? It's good to see you. Wait a minute, isn't that Travel Genius, Fatima? You guys got way too many names. I'm easily confused. If it's still wet, I'll just use pure water. If it's still wet, I can get away with this. We'll see. Yep, I can get away with it. And I'm just using regular water. I'm wiping a little bit of the paint away. It just gives me a nice lighter tone of what's there. Cute little stripes there, little striations there. And you just keep going back over it and over it till you either see what you like or whatever. I'm just using a script liner. I'll just keep going back over it until I get the kind of wearing away of the color that I'm looking for. That's all. It's like taking paint thinner and going over an oil painting that's kind of wet still, and you get those crazy effects. Same exact thing. And you just keep going over it until you get what you want. And all I'm using is just water. I just keep wearing away at it. If it's not working, just get some more water. Or you can just be very quick with it and just use a palette knife and scrape them out. You do the same thing. So I don't know how well you guys can see this. The striations going on here. But that's all I'm doing, just wearing away with water. And I'm just picking apart the dark colors and showing that little yellowish stuff underneath. Okay. Travel Dreamer is Fatima. Okay, thank you. I appreciate that. Clarification. You gotta love it. Yellow with just a tinge of white. And just, well, Usually I would just wipe off the brush. I decided to clean it. It's still pretty wet there. I'm just going on the back end and we'll just kind of wear that away a little. All right, add a little bit of black to this other color here. And it just brings out the shadow part a little better. And I'll kind of spread it out here on the bottom end. Get it to disappear a little bit. Now, of course, you might think that's a little strong, but just hold on, like those old infomercials used to say, but wait, there's more. All right, clean brush. I'm gonna go on the back end of this thing and back and forth. Just kind of see how it softens it up there. See that? And you do the same thing here, just soften it up. See, it's not as harsh now. See that? Not as harsh. Soften it right up there. All right. Okay. I'm gonna get a little touch of white and just come out here like this. Maybe a little something here, a little touch of something there. All right. And same thing, just kind of soften it up, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, soften it, soften it, soften it. Alrighty. Okay, let's go back. Let's go back up here. All right. As I'm looking at it a little bit more. That wasn't cool. There. I'll probably come back to that a little bit later. What time is it? 4:48? All right, we still got a little bit of time before the Bruce show comes on. All right, let's deal with these little petal things here. They don't actually look like that, but we're gonna shape them up now. All right, look at the palette. It's time to clean this mess up. So I'll just take the little scraper and just get rid of it. This is a glass palette. And glass palette knife. Scrape the excess goop away. And that's that. So I just clean it up, ready for another shot here. It doesn't have to be, you know, spotless, but you know, it's kind of. I got a large beach towel across my lap also, so that helps. Okay, going into our blue. Actually, I want to add a little black to that blue. Get it kind of deep there. All right, a little bit of glycerin will kind of loosen that paint up just a little bit. Still more paint than glycerin. All right. They are in kind of a circular motion or shape, kind of. So right now I'll just kind of need more. I can tell. Let's not play with it. Let's get some more black and blue. Really put it in there. Get some glycerin. Put it in there really strong. Loosen up that paint. All right. Let's try that again. Yep, you guys can see this. Once again, I'm just blocking the color in. Blocking in color, that is all. And then we'll work with the details. Okay, so there's one there. We have another one. block it in. I'll keep a little piece of a thin line just to separate those two. That's really just for me, because there are two of them, so. All right, smooth that out a little bit. Okay, just like that. All right, okay. Thank you, Mystic. And how are you doing? It's good to see you. Is Bruce getting everything all set and ready, Sonia? I'm gonna use no, let me see. I think this brush should do fine. Yeah, I'm gonna do this one. I was gonna use a rigger brush, but I'll go for this. Let's see what it does for this one first. Usually these tiny flat brushes maintain a pretty decent edge. I tend to mangle mine, so we'll see what happens. I'm gonna add a little glycerin to this lighter blue. I should be able to get away with it in a perfect world. Okay, it's just a lighter version of this color. All right. Awesome. That's good news. I know it's a very helpless feeling. Yes, it's almost a semicircle type of thing going on with this. Thick to thin. That's a little too much glycerin, but we'll work with it. Let's go for the middle right here. That, and then we'll kind of. Actually, I knew it too much glycerin. Gotta add a little more paint to that. Let's try that again. Just like that. Put it right in there. Yeah, we'll keep it like that for right now. All right. Here's where things get a little fun. Let me check this one more time. One more time. Let's get a little bit of white. We'll put it right here. Just using this in a small brush here, a little touch of glycerin in it. Just want to brighten up that edge again. Let's just use pure white. Then we'll just fade it out. I just want to brighten up a few things over there. Actually, let's do a little bit of, this is creative license, right in here. Just kind of, a little bit of shine back there. We'll do the same thing on the other side, just a couple of little spattles of, like little bits of light hitting it on the side back there. All right, Okay. All right. Ed, how are you? All right, Mister. So you got a computer, aka Old Faithful. I got you. I'm gonna use a little bit of this blue. Let's put the blue. Actually, this would have been perfect right in here. We'll use a little bit of blue and white. We'll just kind of put it right in here, just like that. And then I'll just use my finger, and we'll just put a dot here. We'll just kind of go out with it. A little more white than that blue. Man, we got one right here. We can kind of tighten that up a little bit. Just like that. Okay. I think we can tighten that one right there. Just use pure white. This guy right here, he looks a little, I don't know. Something like that. Then I'll just take the back end of this guy and just dot there, pop, dot there, dot there. And you might not see the ones I'm going up above with it, but you know, we got some up above that need a little assistance. Okay. All right. Okay, we're gonna go up above, up here. Okay, almost 5 o'clock. We're not doing too bad. All right. Might be kind of hard to discern right up there because of the pencil marks. All right. All right. But we got shades of blue, almost traditional type of folded leaves here. Okay. All right. Once again, we're gonna do that old tried and true blocking method. We're gonna do it a leaf at a time. Okay. All right. Let's go into our. What kind of blue is this again? I keep forgetting. Ultramarine blue. No, it's not ultramarine. Hold on. It's not a blue I commonly use a lot. That's why. It's Prussian blue. I'm gonna a little touch of black just to deepen that Prussian blue. Okay. All right. Something tells me I'm gonna need plenty of this. Okay. It's time to just block in the flower here, or the petal. All right. And it's got to fold and all of that good stuff. We'll start right here down from the bottom. There's a fold here. Right here is a fold. Right out there. This is the edge of the guy. Edge of the flower. Once again, I'm just blocking this guy in. Everything else will come afterward. So this is what Prussian blue and black looks like, okay? This is 16 by 20 watercolor paper that's been glued to canvas or glued to a foam board. So it's extremely light, quite sturdy, but very light. So if I did sell it, it won't, take an arm and a leg and a tooth just to mail it to anybody. All right. Okay. All right. We're darkening this here because it's behind this other pedal there. All right. That's the pedal here. It's got a fold in here. Okay. Let's get a little bit of Prussian blue and a slight touch of white. Hey Jackie, no problem. Yes, I love irises. I just don't paint them too often. Why? I don't know. I think it's because of all the folds and the petals and the wrinkles and all of that. That's probably basically it. Okay, let us pull some of this blue out here. Just a slight touch of white. I don't want too much. A little bit of glycerin. I guess I'll put it down here. I'll just keep it down below here. Okay. And here we go. Oh. A little dark. Need more light. Let's try that. Yep, that'll work. And we're going to do one here. Kind of curve in this way. Right in here, just like that. We'll have him curl in a little bit more. Give him a little body. Wait, right here, we'll kind of give him a little. And what I do when you make them brighter like that, they just kind of come outward more. And that's all really. Okay. All right. Let's get just a slight touch of white. It's got blue mixed in it, so it's not gonna be totally white, but we're gonna hit some highlights. And maybe one right here. And we'll keep it like that. In here, we'll play around. We'll kind of pop it out there and go this way. Pop it out and go that way. And we're coming right around with it. I want a few striations, but not all over the place. Something like that. I'm going to highlight that rim, and we're going to move on to the other pedals. They go relatively quickly from here. Where is she? I just had her name, Madonna. You still here, Madonna? Bruce is on at what, 6:30, right? Sonia, Madonna. See, I don't have to add a lot of ridiculous striations to this. All it needs is just a rim of color, so you guys can see where it's going there. Okay. All right. Thank you. Yeah, drop his link in there. That's cool. Wait a minute. Yeah, yep. Drop the link. I had to make sure you had a wrench. But yeah, be my guest. Okay, let's go back into our blue and a little dark mix here. Pulling this paint towards me. Get a little bit of glycerin. Right back here. Once again, just like the other pedals, you just block it in. Block it right in. Thanks, Sonia. Now, once again, these petals tend to grow on you when you block them in, and that's fine. You'll be okay. Once you know what's going to happen when you do them, you're a lot more comfortable when you do whatever subject, especially if you mask it the way I did. Now, the glycerin, as you can see, it moves this paint around. Okay, we're good with that. And then I'll just start adding. Actually, I can start to put a little more detail in the pedal before it. All right. Now I'm doing these a petal at a time instead of just blocking the whole thing in and then going from there. So it just gives a different look to this particular flower. All right. So just a little bit of white on the edge of the brush. I'll show you what it looks like here. As I pull this stuff toward me, it looks like that. Okay. So we'll come here and we'll kind of brighten it up a little bit here. Just give a little something more to the edges here, because now we got something to kind of help it along there. Not really too much, just a little bit here and there. I'll kind of and bring some of that blue back. Okay, now up above, we'll use some of this. Get a little touch of glycerin there, loosen up this paint. All right, a little lighter blue and white. Okay, and we'll just start to maybe curl some of that in there like that. Actually, because it's near that little sunburst or that little burst of light there, let's brighten that up a little bit. We'll bring him in like that. We'll come back here, bring some of that out there like that. Here, we'll just kind of give him a little bit of, and we'll kind of round him off. And then actually, let's kind of curl him that way. So we'll get an outside petal with him. We'll curve, we'll put a petal right in there. We didn't even know we had one. So I'll just cup that guy just like that. So we just created another petal. Get some interest going with these fellas here. All right. Let's do this one. That one's going to be the darkest one. That one's like in between everything. All right, so we'll block him in real fast. We're just going to take some more black. He's a darker petal. We'll put it a lot of black, some blue in there. Pop some glycerin. So let's get rid of that one first. This guy right way back here. Yep, you guys can see this. More glycerin. Block it in color. That is all I'm doing. Now we got a fold of this petal here, so let's block it in all in here. There's a fold right here too for the preceding petal in front of it. This guy, when I first started, irises, I wouldn't touch them. Roses technically are supposed to be the most difficult flowers, but I would not touch this thing for anything in the world. I stayed away from this flower like the plague. And I still don't paint them much. Yet they're my favorite. Sad. So sad. Once again, I'm just blocking in color. There we go. Block it right in. All right. That will be darker. Now we're going to just add more paint than glycerin. Block this fella right in there with that dark. You guys haven't seen me do flowers that involve this much time, really, in this fashion. Almost traditional. It's still an impressionistic rose, or iris, floral. Any one of those work. We have a museum down the street here, and I don't know exactly where it is, but in the springtime it's like hundreds of them, irises, all over the place. There we go. All right, that guy back there is we'll take a little bit of white and we'll come right here with it, but he's in the background back there. Get a touch of glycerin. Not much highlights for this guy in the back there, but we'll give him a little something, just like that. And we'll do another one here. Boom. Not much of a glow back with these guys because he's in the back, so he's not doing too much glowing back there. Okay. All right, we're going to take regular natural color of this blue right out the tube here, right here. Block it in. I think this is one of the few times where I actually use just a natural color. Everything else has been kind of tinted and what have you. Okay. Something like that. All right. Let's get a little bit of blue on or a little bit of white on the end of this brush. A little brighter than that. All right. This ought to be fun. Let's go up top here. This come up top and come down like that. Up top. The striations here a little longer, and then they start to kind of curve in. You'll get used to doing these striations. You got to overlap them so it doesn't look like tiger stripes. All right. And you get them kind of raggedy looking, all the better. Like that. think we're good there. We're all right. Pretty neat, pretty neat, pretty neat. All right, we got another guy right here. We'll just make him ultramarine blue also. Right out of the tube there. So we'll just give him his ultramarine, but to block him in ultramarine blue, or not ultramarine blue, I'm sorry, Prussian blue. Not ultramarine blue. Ultramarine blue has green in it. Okay, something like that. Let's take some white paint here. I did not clean the brush, obviously. This one's in front, so we'll brighten him up a little more. Okay. Well, you know what? No, let's not do that. Let's wait for him. There's a reason for that. Let's not do that. There is a reason, I'm sorry. We're gonna use a broader, wait a minute, let's see, let me make sure I'm right here. Hold on, I almost jumped the gun, wait a minute. This has to be a little, let's kind of make him grow a little bit. Let's bring him all the way over here. That's a little bit better. Okay. All right. I'm gonna have to dig out some more Prussian blue here. So this last petal is a beast, so let's dig out some more Prussian blue. Well, thank you. You know, I've never, I don't believe I ever shared anything much on Twitter. Maybe my completed paintings when they were finished, but never active live video. Let's put the 1/2-inch brush away for a second. Let's go to the 3/4 so we can get a lot of this knocked out of the park here. It is, what's 5:23, all right. All right, let's get a nice batch of this. Let's go, doesn't matter. Let's go right here. Get a little touch of white. We'll put the white in there, just like that. Put it in there. Get some glycerin, put that in there. All right. Okay. I'm just thinking right now. I want to do it this way. We're gonna get let's get a slew of folds going. This is why I didn't add the highlights to this guy yet. Let's get this one done with. So that's one there. Hold on for a second. Yeah, let's pop one here. I got an idea in mind. That's why I'm skipping around here. Right in here. So there's a method to my madness of what I'm doing right now. Just like that. Okay. Let us dip into a little bit of that blue. Let's put it right here for a second. Slightly darker. A little glycerin. Slightly darker right here. Method to my madness. Hold on. Hold on, guys. Method to my madness. Hold on. Bring some of that dark into that. Here's a method to my madness. I didn't go entirely crazy. Just hold on. Well, thank you. You are the Twitter queen. Twitter queen. Well, thank you. I do appreciate it. Okay. Now, let's start with that one. Basically, I just wanted to block all of that in. And go back to our fun here. All right, let's highlight that fella. We'll use some of this blue. We'll get a little bit of glycerin. We'll reactivate this. And it does. It just reactivates the paint. See? Okay. And then we'll just we'll go right from here. We'll just give it a push. A little touch of glycerin with some white, because I don't have to totally do, all I have to do really, sometimes I just give it a quick touch. Alrighty. Let's round that off a little bit, just a little bit there. Just like that. Okay, let's take a little bit of blue into this lighter area right here. A little bit of glycerin, not much. Different values, tints of certain colors. A little bit brighter right in here, and we're gonna give it a little bit of a right in here. I guess I'll create another fold. They look a little more interesting, so we'll pop one right here. Boom. And then we'll bring it up. Press it down. Right up, way up there. Press it downward like that. I think it's due for another one. This, like that. And we'll give it a nice little rim of paint there, right on its edge. It just separates the front petals from the ones in the back. And it kind of helps out this. See how it corresponds with some of those there. Yeah. All right. Okay. Where are we at here? Let's see if I can get away with that. Hold on for a second. Yeah, we can. Just like that. Just like that. There. Hold on for a second. Got an idea. Let's cup that a little bit better. There we go. Get a little touch of black in my finger. Let's just go in here for 1 minute. What kind of? Just like that. There we go. Okay. All right. Next. We're almost there, guys. 5:33. Yeah, we'll be done. Let's give him a. You know what? I'm gonna turn this one around. Let's one more here, one more here. Then we're gonna flip this right around. We're gonna come this way. Go up. So we got a nice little twist here. I'll show you. Right here. There's a twist here, a twist here, twist here, twist here. Come on back. Come on back. Come on back. It disappears. So that one comes out, turns, flips, and goes the other way. We'll do it that way. And since I did it that way, that just helps me darken in all of this. See, I can change in midstream. It's not difficult. So I'll darken that up a little bit more. I got some of this black here. The only way for it to really show is that the interior, the inside part has to be a little dark. Right up in here to keep that dark. Now once it's dark like that, I'll show you what I'm talking about. Your eye does the rest. Okay, let's get a little bit of white. A little touch of glycerin. This is not totally white. It's still got a twinge of blue in there. Okay, and here we go. Out here. I can make a big one right here. Just turn it like that. Now, this is where it's going to start to turn and go the other way. I'm just flipping it and I'm going in the other direction right here. See that? Right here. See this? I just flipped and I'm just reversing the edges. See that? All right. See, I just kind of flipped and I just turned it around. Okay. Now that I've done that, I'll take a little bit of black. I can accentuate. Oh, we'll just make a bowl like that, and we'll aim this, all these streaks outward like this. Go outward like that. Because the shadows will accentuate, and I'll just lightly blend this. Whoops, didn't want all of that. That's okay. That's all right. Okay, you see where that's going? All right. Thank you, Travel. I was laughing at Mystic's comment. All right. We got 2 more pedals. All right. All right. So, let's give it right up under here. We'll kind of come outward like this. So I'm going in reverse. And remember, you put dark in here, it brings the other stuff outward, all right? We could just add shadow here, it doesn't matter. Just kind of put that in there like that. All right. I don't have to necessarily clean the brush. I'll just put it right here. Should have enough glycerin here. I'm gonna find out in a second. Should have enough. All right. Right in here. Give it a push, come on in. Give it a push, come on in. Actually, I want to come in further, then we'll lighten it up here. Come out here, boom, and we'll curve it. I can always see, keep stroking and wear that color down a little bit so it blends a little better. And make him brighter, let him stick out a little bit, make him travel. I'm just adding stuff. All right, we got this one fella back here. A little glycerin, a little white. Then we'll peel the tape off and all that good stuff. Okay. Actually, let's go a little bit here like this. And then as I come around, then I'll give it a little push. Let's add a point here for this one. And then we'll kind of turn it around here. The more you do these, the more fluent you get at it. You know what? Let's do this. Let's kind of curve one. Let's get one curved in here like that. Curve it right in there. Then I'll take a little bit of glycerin here. We'll activate this. A little too white, so we'll kind of dull that down a little bit with some blue. Like that. Back Rose, how are you? Welcome. Thank you. We're at 98% done, guys. I'd like to thank you guys for watching. I do appreciate you. Okay. All right. That's enough torture. Let's well, hold on. I see a little bit of little nitpicky things I find. That's all. It's down below. You guys can't see it, but I'll throw it in there real quick here. I swear I'm done. Yep, I'm done. Okay, let's put these brushes back in their respective spots here. All right, let's zip this camera back a bit. Let's get rid of the palette. Yeah, here we go. Okay, let's pull back, and back, and back. All right, and we'll zoom it in. Hold on, get this right, and then we'll zoom it. I think that should be about right around in here somewhere. Let's focus this thing, and all right. Peel the tape off. I usually put the tape on here because I like the way it looks. Kind of a little clean, professional kind of look. But that's just my preference. Sometimes I do it with the tape, sometimes I don't. All depends on the subject and how I feel at that time. So I kind of knew that was going to happen when I cut this. Let's see. There we go. All right. All right. Well, there you go. Whew. Thank you, Back Rose. Appreciate you. If Back Rose's name is Sherry, thank you, Sherry. Yeah, the eye does fill in a lot. Yep. A lot more petals than I really planned on, but oh, you know what? Even though I put it away, there's something I see that I gotta straighten out. Hold on. Only takes a second. It's still going to be a separation. I catch these things right here. Right in there. Now I'll leave it alone. Hey, Artfully Blind. How you doing, Diana? Yeah, you leave and come back. It's finished. But there you go. Now, here's the ironic thing, everybody. You know, before I painted this, all of this looked gray, versions and variances of gray. But now look at it. Okay, because your eye compensates for all the blue now. Now that gray is not white. All right, the only gray is really the undertones, but everything else, it just appears white. All right, but before I put the blue on, it was gray. Go back and look at it. Okay. Yeah, go back and look at it. So, and you don't got your little blue, veiny looking things in there and all of that. But I appreciate you guys. We got about what? A little over 40 minutes before Bruce comes on. So, guys, I appreciate you. Thank you very much for watching. I know this has been lengthy, to which I knew it would be. 2 hours and 19 minutes and counting. Yeah, I don't do too many of them this detailed, but it's fun. I enjoy doing them. So, oh, you've been here the whole time? All right. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. I don't know what I'll do for the next painting. Who knows? Everyone's pretty much a question mark. I kind of knew I was going to do something like this. If I thought about it, I would have probably made the background maybe a tad darker. But it is what it is. It's already there. So I don't even know what the title is yet, but it will be posted on Facebook in a few minutes. I'll think of a title. Obviously it'll be part of a thumbnail when I get done with that in a few minutes. So yep, give them that plug. No problem, Fatima. Thank you. You guys be sure to watch Diana Saturday. I forgot the time, Diana, on Saturday. But you got a wrench and you can put your link in there. And let them know. It's game night for Saturday evening. And on Tuesdays, she fluctuates her time between 6 o'clock and what was it, noon today? Something like that. So yeah, you can go ahead and put your link in there, Diana. And I'm gonna tune in Bruce. I'll probably put him on the big screen and watch him. He's got his I think it's his sister's craft projects and things that she makes, and it's the perfect time of year for it. So I hope he does very well with it. Okay, if nobody has any questions, once again, thanks a lot. I shall. That's right, 5 p.m. Okay. Art Games Night. All right. Yeah, I waited just to see if you're gonna put your link or anything up there. Because I know people that catch the replay. It's gonna be one long replay, that's for sure. Art Streams with Mary, that's right. All right. So people can catch that when they watch the replay. All right, guys. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. I shall see you probably later on this evening if you're over there with Bruce. I'll be out and about, and checking in on him. Like I said, he'll probably be on the big screen. I'll watch him on the TV there. All right, guys. Check you later. Thanks for coming. His sister-in-law? All right. See, that's why all we have is Sonya. Clarification. All right, guys. Peace.